Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel for a final Bleach review for the manga anyways. I will be reviewing Can't Fear in World, at least the first volume, because I zoomed right through that after this ending was kind of lackluster. Real quick, I did want to make an announcement that I did get a copyright strike in that last One Piece video. I mean, there's no way around it other than to say that it did have a lot of copyright content, at least some of it did. I don't know if they got it because I didn't put the review part or what, but it is a shame. I only have 40 subscribers, so definitely a shame. So I don't know if I'll be able to actually have images with this video. Hopefully I can put some. But yeah, I don't know what else to say about that. It's a very disheartening. I'm pretty tired of this crap. Anyways, I've been putting this video off for a while because Bleach has become a very meaningful series to me. It's probably one of my favorite series of all time. It isn't. I know that a lot of people like to shit all over it, but yeah. Anyways, I don't think it deserves some of the hate. But I will say that the Kisuke and Kenpachi Bankais are kind of trash. I mean, like, the Bankais themselves are pretty good. I think they made a lot of sense for those characters. But I really think that in volume 72, I think that's when Kubo is starting to actually, they told him probably straight up, Shueisha, the same great company that copyrighted me, that you have to hurry up, Kubo, is the bottom line. Because I mean, if you leave off the other volume in 71, we saw, like Askin and Kisuke was like, oh no, Kisuke's gonna, have to battle this Askin's Bankai, or his Volstendig, and then after this, his Volstendig's really cool, with the gifter, the gift balls, and like he's able to actually, it's very, very unique, the death dealing, I think it is, and I love the way that Kisuke gets blinded. Really interesting. I mean, the fact that he caught off guard just shows how amazing Askin's powers are. And then, like, shortly after that, we see this crazy slash, and we see the Bankai reveal. Really, Adatime, I was about to try to say that name, but it is way too complicated for me. Very, very cool looking Bankai. Probably one of my favorite Bankais, ability-wise. But it does not have the gravitas and the dramatic effect as, like Shinsui's Bankai did. We talked about that. And compared to, Yamamoto's, absolutely, like the environment was changed around him while he was doing the Bankai. So yeah, I definitely feel like that was one of the weakest aspects of that fight. And the fight was very short. I mean, he uses Bankai, struggles a little bit. Then there's like that crazy dome thing, and then he lets Grimjow in, which is a very cool thing. He like opens up a zipper, and Grimjow comes out of nowhere, and yeah, he takes him out. I, people talk about the ending having a conclusion, but I mean, if the Shunsui thing was, I feel like, had all the time in the world. Miuri versus Pernida had all the time in the world, really. I mean, if he was really being rushed back then, I don't think there would be 10 whole chapters with that fight. But yeah, it's really a shame that we didn't get to see the dramaticness of the Bankai, and we actually got to see a longer fight. I mean, it is criminally short. Very, very cool fight, though, from what we get to see. Which leads me into the other thing, which is really cool, is the Horn of Salvation chapter. I think it's 676, when Ichigo uses, all of his, his hollow power and his Quincy power, which is very much neglected in this arc about Quincy's. A lot of people are saying that he has no way to train, no Quincy to train him, but I don't know, that's debatable. Or his dad could have trained him, but anyways, he uses like his final true Bankai Tenzagetsu, and I don't know. I mean, it's kind of crazy that it gets broken so quickly. Love the shots though and the shadowing. I mean, Kubo does not get credit for the shadowing, but it is really freaking cool. Um, did a really good job with that, and like the whole like, ugh. I love this is a very subtle thing, but people in Bleach have these moments of like total shock, and it's actually expressed. But in like One Piece, it's more like a, and it's a head-on kind of shock, so it looks a lot not as dynamic. But then I love how we actually get a little bit more insight into what the Almighty is, and he's able to actually like pick out like certain uh, realities and the future where he can actually just see things, and like I love the analogy with the grain of sand. Very cool. The fight was again extremely lackluster. I mean, it was very short for being a final boss, but every final boss in the series has been dealt with pretty weakly. Um, the Aizen thing was like a wet blanket kind of feeling to me after seeing the Yukiora fight in the same way it goes here. Um, yeah, it's a little bit disappointing. A little bit disappointing. But I do like what we get. I mean, I like how Yuhaba was actually using like these like spikes. That was pretty cool. It was pretty raw, and like Ichigo's just getting wrecked. I don't know if it made sense that Yuha actually absorbed some hollow powers, but I guess because they were connected and maybe he was the Soul King. Fortunately, we don't get any information about the Soul King. That's honestly the biggest disappointment is we don't get a backstory from Yuha. We do not get childhood. We don't get how he was created. We don't get how he got Pernida and Rio's heart. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. It's so rushed. It feels very crazy. I don't really get to feel that rushness till I actually start to sit down and review this last part. And then we get the Ishida and Hashwolf thing. I think this fight would have been better if it was a little longer again. But what we actually got was pretty cool. It was like this like shadowed thing. We get this like back and forth thing. I don't really know if the antithesis was really what people were expecting it to be, but whatever. One of my favorite moments of the whole arc, though, is when he's like, talking to him, and he's like, what, I'm you should go find your friends. You should try to take Yuha out and da 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 da. And like he goes in a little detail, but what the nice little detail is when he takes his arm off the handle. I can't remember the name of it right now. What you're supposed to call the handle of the sword, but anyways, it shows Basby's symbol. So I mean that was just really a nice little note that Hashwolf never forgot Basby. I don't know why he took him out. I mean I feel like he could have just knocked him out. And Camp Fury on World kind of explains that Basby was dead. So spoilers to that, I guess. I was hoping that he wasn't, but that was very disappointing too. And then we see this very weird Ashwaulan thing. Very cool panel. One of my favorite panels is when Hashwall was like, "What the hell?" Like he's like this beam of light above him. Like he was not expecting to have his powers taken away. Why did Jar Valkyrie turn into a pile of bones? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe because Yuha absorbed Rio's heart. But that's very, very weird. I don't really I'm kind of lost there. By the way, if I'm gonna link, if I can't, if this video doesn't get deleted, I'm gonna link the Ichigo versus Yuha fight. There's an MMV, like a motion comic that someone did, and it's very good. I think it's better than what the manga presents, and it's with the music and everything. I think it goes really well. So there's that. And another highlight of this final part is the Fullbringers. I love the Fullbringers. That was probably my favorite arc from the entire series besides Soul Society. I just love the atmosphere that they bring, this grim, kind of like, oh no, like, what's going to happen kind of atmosphere. And, Tsukushima just coming out of, like, literally nowhere to stabbing Ichigo was definitely a highlight. Especially after seeing Ichigo so low. I guess he only had those Shinigami powers left, which is kind of disappointing. I feel like maybe his Fullbring should have stayed, but I guess that was connected to his hollow powers, but I guess that was before his death, so before his birth, I mean, so I don't know. I really don't. I'm confused there. Um, but this is a pretty cool. I think it's chapter 681 that we're at. Very good, pretty good. Um, Dynamic shot of these two with the clouds. I wish we got more Ginjo, but we do get him more in Can't Figure Out World. We'll talk about that later. Um, I'll talk about that in another video, I mean. But he did a very good job, Kubo did, with what was given. I think that the time was really getting to him. I think it was eating away at him. And supposedly, at the end of Can't Fear on World, he mentions that, in a very, very brief little panel, that he says that his rotator cuff was torn. Uh, Fuck. I mean, that's pretty painful. So, I mean, pretty shocked that he was able to get this series the way that he wanted it to be a little bit, with a torn shoulder blade like that. Um, Ichigo also is drawn in like this crazy, like a couple of panels where he's like all messed up. I love how Yuha's like that. Are you really surprised that once again your Bankai is broken and it starts to crack and kind of thing? Probably my favorite moment from this like little final clash at Sarate is when Aizen's like, "Oh, I finally have the power to defeat you." And then I just love how that smirkiness when he's like, "Oh, so you think you're looking at Ichigo right now?" And then he's like, "Uh-huh," and like in the entire, everything starts collapsing, and then, Ichigo comes out of nowhere, blindsides Yuha, and then just absolutely takes him out. Really cool stuff. I forgot to mention a little bit the Gerard Valkyrie, the team up with Hitsugai actually getting to have his Ice Bankai second form, as well as Kenpachi, his Bankai. I love Kenpachi's Bankai. It's like this wild man thing that he gets to just like destroy everything. Kind of wish he took out Gerard Valkyrie, but well, whatever. Like, I don't know. Man, there's so many things that I don't know if they were going to be expanded on or what. I guess Yurachi is his Zanpakuto, how she was interacting with the other souls. I don't understand. We did see Zanpakuto's like Shinsui's and Ichigo's, but not to this degree. This is crazy. But I do love how his Bankai, if you don't train your Bankai, you use it for the first time. To that degree, his arm just breaks. I mean, that was kind of cool, but I feel like he had to get nerfed. And then the Hitsugai thing. One thing I do wish is that at the end of the series, he stayed an adult only because I feel like there should be a sacrifice for a war thing. So I feel like if he did stay an adult, then it would be like, oh shit, like I messed up. I don't, because he says at the end of the last chapter, the second to last chapter, that he does not like his adult form. So I think it would have been kind of fitting. But back to that final battle with Yuha. There's some very dynamic panels, like when Ichigo's about to, he slashes Yuha. I mean, it's a very plain looking panel, and there's no background, but I mean, with the whole effects, the sword breaking. I guess his true Shikai, or his regular Shikai, is the thing that cuts him down. Yuha's motives, not sure I really understand. I guess he wanted the world to be back to what it was before his father, the Soul King, was sealed, and he didn't want people to die, but if that's true, then Ichigo would have become an immortal unless Yuha was creating a new world completely. I don't know. We'll never know on that one. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like his motives is very similar to Eren Yeager's, where it's like this random motive that comes in after he's already basically been defeated. Basically cut in half, actually. Bisected. But yeah, we'll never really know. We really won't know what exactly transpired in the past, unfortunately, but I mean, considering that, like I said, considering Kubo had a lot of injuries, I guess, from, having to do this, and, it's amazing what we got. Nemu is back. Nemu Mari, I guess, is now her name. Maybe that was always her name, but I don't think so. I guess she's a louder version of the original, and I love how Miori's like, I don't know how you ended up like this. I thought that was pretty funny. Kind of a cute moment. And then there's this really kind of nice, soft moment. I don't know about you guys, But the Thousand Year Blood War was just this really awesome graphic like war like story that was told, and it was throughout. I think it was pretty solid. It was a lot better than the fourth Shinobi War that didn't really feel like a war at all. But this, it faltered at times. Second Invasion was kind of but the Rukia captain part at the very end of the epilogue part, I mean, my God, that is one of the sweetest things. She was, I think, a third seated person, in the 13th squad. Uh, and now she is a captain for that. It looks like she's kind of wearing Yukitake's um, captain robes. I guess Yukitake, he died, which was kind of, I'm just surprised people actually thought he was gonna live, because he, when Mimahagi ripped out of him, I was like, no way, is this guy gonna live? Wish we got to see a Yukitake Bankai though. That would have been nice. Maybe he didn't have one. There's a lot of Bankais we didn't get to see, but yeah, the Rukia thing, that, she was the second character one of the second main character we ever saw. First character that Kubo ever created, if you didn't already know. Really sweet moment. I don't really usually say sweet in a review, but I think it was disturbing. And then we get this very melancholy, and I can't, this song from Bleach, Coming Home, is the thing that kind of, really seals in this last chapter with Ruki and Renji coming back home. To their second home, I guess, with Kurosaki. I'm kind of surprised that Renji and Rukia ended up together a little bit. They were childhood friends, but it just seemed like a very out of nowhere, a little bit. Just because they seem like friends, but not more than that. A little bit. They seemed like they were on the verge, but it wasn't quite like that. Renji and Rukia's kid, attacking adults, attacking humans and giving them a hard time. I think that was pretty funny. Uh, I love how Rukia too was saying that, oh, this hospital bed, this hospital area is kind of empty. And then, Ichigo's like, that's a good thing, just shut up and come in. We get to see 3 of Ichigo's friends that have seemingly vanished from the series. I'm surprised we never really got Karakura to town at all throughout the Thousand Year Blood War, really, except for the very beginning. Chad, I guess, is like a boxer and stuff. Ishida has this kind of moment where he's watching it outside the hospital wing. I don't know what happened to Ichigo's dad or Ishida, Uryu's dad. I don't know if they're dead. They might have. I don't know. There's so many things I don't know, too. It's just really strange. One of the really strange things that has happened in this series is how many questions that we have unanswered. A lot of those are answered in Camp Fear and World, which is really cool. I'm glad that they are. But yeah, I do wish we just got a little exposition on the Soul King, just so we could get that hammered into us, what exactly and how important this guy was. But I would say that the last chapter, I don't know how, by the way, Ichigo's kid, Kazumi, I don't remember his name exactly, but he, absorbs the Soul King, like the little bit of Yuha's, and, kind of crushes it. I don't know what that is. I don't know how he's able to do that. I don't know. I feel like I've said that a lot in this video, but it's really a weird thing. There's supposed to be 100 chapters. I saw somewhere 100 or 200 chapters were supposed to be released. I don't know if that's true, but man, and that's kind of crazy to think. There were supposed to be that many chapters that didn't get released. Maybe Camp Fear and World was actually supposed to bridge that gap, which I feel like it does. So anyways, like I said, I guess I'm going to have to be doing videos differently again. First, I couldn't do the face reveals anymore because photo space now this copyright strike. So it's definitely you might be seeing less videos from me, especially with One Piece for the time being. There is a break from One Piece, so it's very, very fitting. I'm probably going to be doing a review on probably Thursday on when One Piece would usually get dropped, and I'll probably do like a little Ace Novel Part 2 that I was supposed to do last year. part to that. So yeah, if anyways, hope you guys are having a great day, and I will see you until next time. Bye.